My Dhansak has been labelled as the best in Bombay.
As you can see, I'm standing next to a very important Parsi person. This is the great Sir Firoz Shah Mehta.
The Dhansak is connected to every Parsi family's heart.
Now, we've covered a lot of Parsi food on Khaane Mein Kya Hai, but I have to confess, it's never enough.
Welcome Khaana number 1.
Whether it is trying 100-plus-year-old Parsi restaurants in Mumbai or enjoying a good Sunday meal, there's one dish I cannot not talk about. And that one dish is Dhansak. Welcome to Venky's Presents Khaana number 1. This episode is all about finding Mumbai's best Dhansak. But before I take you on this journey of Dhansak, let me give you a little bit of advice, a bit of a warning. If you ever get invited by any of your Parsi friends for a celebration, be it an anniversary, a birthday party, a wedding or a Navjot, don't ask them, will there be Dhansak? Because Dhansak is never eaten on a celebratory day. Having said that, let's first go to the place which in my mind is like the bedrock of Dhansak. It's the great Ripon Club in Mumbai. So here I am at the Ripon Club, which turns 138 years old. And let me tell you a little story about the Ripon Club. Sir Firoz Shah Mehta, whose statue we saw some time ago, started this club because it was the British times, the British rules, and Indians were not allowed in British clubs. So he created this club for professionals like lawyers and businessmen where they could come, hang out and have lunch. At that point of time, and even now, the club is exclusively for Parsis. But the special thing about the Ripon Club is that on Wednesdays, the Ripon Club is buzzing. Because on Wednesdays, as tradition goes, there's always Dhansak served. So I've turned up here on a Wednesday to eat the famous, iconic Ripon Club Dhansak. So I've fully settled down to dig into this Dhansak which is sitting in front of me. But before I start, I want to tell you a little bit about the Dhansak. First and foremost, it's not to be mixed up with dal gosh, although it looks like dal gosh. This is far more complex.
We make it only with one dal, and the amount of vegetables and all that go, the consistency is there.
In some recipes, you put as many as 3 kinds of dals in it and 5 kinds of vegetables. In this particular Dhansak, there is only turka dal, but the vegetables, there is pumpkin in it, there is methi in it, there is sometimes potato in it, there is bengar in it. So this meal, besides the fact that it contains meat and dal, also contains lots of vegetables, which means it's very healthy. What can I say? Yes?
We make it more of the mutton Dhansak only. People here prefer more mutton Dhansak than the chicken one.
There's also another story which I will tell you. First, I'm going to serve myself. Dhansak is always eaten with caramelized rice. And is topped with fried onions. Now, I'm going to make a little well in here. I love the consistency of this dal. Smooth and silky. And no Parsi meal is complete without a raspberry. Okay, also very important, kachumbar. You all know the story that the Parsis came to India and settled in Gujarat. Their cuisine, which was originally Persian, amalgamated with Gujarati Indian cuisine, and that's where the spices and the masalas come from. On that note, let me try this. It's just wonderful. You know, they also say that Parsi food should contain 3 essential ingredients, which is spice, sweet and sour. And this contains it all. Let's find the meat. Now for years, the Ripon Club Dhansak is being made by a friend of mine called Temtan Dumasya and his wonderful wife. They've been running this kitchen for a very long time and he makes great Parsi food. I warned you that a Dhansak is never eaten on a celebratory occasion. That is because a Dhansak traditionally is eaten on the 4th day after the death of a near and dear one. For 3 days, they don't eat meat, the Parsis, after somebody passes away. And on the 4th day, you eat Dhansak. And that is why Dhansak is never, ever eaten on a good occasion. But it is now a staple on every Sunday in any Parsi home. So that was the iconic Ripon Club and the Ripon Club Dhansak. Time to taste a few more Dhansaks in and around Mumbai. The next Dhansak that we are eating is in a place which is nearly 100 years old. Started in 1925, it will complete 100 years next year. And I have to confess that I've been eating the Dhansak over here for many, many years. The place is called Jimmy Boy. So let's go there, order some Dhansak, and then I'll tell you more about this place. Come.
Hi, I'm Shazad Irani and welcome to Khaana No. 1 Jimmy Boy. I'm glad to have you all here. Let's come enjoy the food.
इससे पहले कि मैं शुरू करूं, मैं थोड़ा जिमी बॉय के बारे में बात करना चाहता हूं। जैसे मैंने कहा कि जिमी बॉय नियरली 100 years old, 1925 में शुरुआत हुई थी। मेरी इस रेस्टोरेंट के साथ एक खास रिलेशनशिप है, क्योंकि मेरा जो बहुत अच्छा ये शब्द मैं थोड़ा वे करके यूज कर रहा हूँ, फ्रेंड है साइरस ब्रोचा करके, उनके पिताजी का ऑफिस इसी बिल्डिंग में ऊपर हुआ करता था। विकास बिल्डिंग है बिल्डिंग का नाम। हम कई बार उनके लंच ब्रेक में यहाँ नीचे आकर खाते थे। तब कैफे इंडिया था इसका नाम, और 1999 के लगभग यह पूरा रिवैम्प हो गया, रीडेकोरेट हो गया, अपग्रेड हो गया और उसका रीब्रांडिंग हो गया जिमी बॉय करके।
So Dhansak is connected to everybody, every Parsi family's heart. So like it's a Sunday meal that everybody, a family enjoys together. A blend of dals, a blend of vegetables and meat that comes along together and gives you that wonderful aromatic Dhansak masala that's added to it that just makes you have a divine meal and then go for the bed. So that's what Sunday is all about for Bawaz.
Every friend of mine who's a Parsi always says that my mother's Dhansak is the best. Now, everybody's mother cannot be the best cook in the world, you know. With no disrespect to my Parsi friends, finally, after many, many trials and errors, I've come to the conclusion that these are the few Dhansaks that I really like, and this is one of them.
So we try to see as much as we can source the authentic masalas, the authentic, like even our achars, etc., to source it right from the place where the roots are from.
और मैंने यहाँ मटन धनसाक मंगाया है, लेकिन अभी के लिए मैं चिकन ट्राई करने वाला हूँ। नाइस बिग जूसी लेग पीस ऑफ चिकन। एक धनसाक खाकर पेट में ही भरा तो दूसरा भी खाने लगा मैं। और कचुम्बर, जिसके बगैर धनसाक इज इनकम्प्लीट। नींबू, धनसाक खाने के दो तरीके होते हैं। कुछ लोग ज्यादा चावल कम दाल खाते हैं। मुझे कम चावल ज्यादा दाल पसंद है, इसलिए मैं थोड़ी और दाल लेने वाला हूं। हर फैमिली का, हर रेस्टोरेंट का स्पाइस मिक्स अलग होता है, लेकिन बेसिक फ्लेवर सेम रहता है। इसका जो स्पाइस मिक्स है, लौंग, दालचीनी थोड़ी ज्यादा है, गार्लिक थोड़ा ज्यादा है और तीखा भी थोड़ा ज्यादा है, which is the way I like it.
The joy of people being fed and the smile and the satisfaction that you see on the face is something which nothing else competes to it or nothing else compares to it. So that's what, makes you come in every day to the restaurant to see people smiling and enjoying the food. That's all about it.
मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन धनसाक का पहले जब हुआ तो वो एक संडे मील यानी संडे लंच के रूप में हुआ. The introduction for me was to go to a Parsi friend's house on a Sunday morning and eat Dhansak. And nothing works better on a Sunday afternoon like Dhansak, beer and siesta, which the Parsis also called Baporio, which has other connotations as well, but I will not get into that. Okay, let's eat up. I'm also going to take a little bit of mutton over here because after all it is mutton. And the kebab. It is not dal, it is dar. It is not kebab, it is kebab. Yes. This is the way it has to be done. So this is the Jimmy Boy's Dhansak. Now there's one more Dhansak I want you to taste, and it's made by a friend of mine called Parvez. I've been going to the restaurant for, I don't know, and there's a big problem. Parvez has an issue, okay? However much I tell him, he doesn't charge me. So Parvez, you have to correct that, okay? But I'm coming for Dhansak. तो अब जिस जगह हम जा रहे हैं मैं ऐसे सोचता हूं कि मेरे मित्र मेरे दोस्त का घर है, क्योंकि परवेज जिसका आइडियल कॉर्नर यहाँ फोर्ट में है वो मेरे दोस्त जैसा ही है. उसका खाना फैंटास्टिक है. और एक और खास बात है जो बहुत सारे लोग नहीं जानते कि जो अभी लेट रतन टाटा who passed away recently used to order his Parsi food from here. So let's go आइडियल कॉर्नर. और इससे पहले कि मैं वहां जाऊं मैं आपको एक चीज बताना चाहता हूं कि ये आइडियल कॉर्नर के अंदर एक मोटर बाइक पार्क की हुई है. अभी क्यों पार्क की है मैं अंदर जाकर बताता हूं. I know you're wondering why I'm sitting with this bike right by my side, but there is a story. Before this became into a restaurant, this used to be a garage for ESD bikes, used to get repaired over here. That is the origin of why the bike is over here. Now we'll leave the bike aside. You can see the love for the bike because the owner Parvez, who is eventually a dear friend of mine, has till this date never charged me, which makes it the most embarrassing restaurant for me to go to. I don't know how to even convince him that he should charge me for the food. But that's, I suppose, what friends are all about.
I am Parvez Patel. You are at Ideal Corner, Fort. Welcome, Khaana No. 1.
On that note, let's try the Dhansak. No Dhansak, as we know, is complete without the kebabs. So I'm serving my kebab first. And I asked for a special favor that I wanted to eat the cutlet over here also because I just love mutton cutlets. And trust me, with the Dhansak dal, the mutton cutlet tastes just fabulous.
We have our own spices and own proportions that makes us stand out amongst the others.
So I'm going to do something which is a little different from what we did earlier. Of course, we're going to have the mutton Dhansak. Has to be mutton, no chicken, and lots of dal to the point where I can't see the rice. And with it, I'm going to have the cutlet as well. But let me start and then I'll bring the cutlet in. I love the slight bitterness that comes because of the methi in it, and it's so important that the spices be fresh, the recipe of the spices be good, and because eventually it is dal and meat and it's a robust Indian dish. Let me slowly introduce the cutlet. and the way it should be eaten is with a little dal on it. There are a lot of stories about Ideal Corner, but one of the most heartwarming and wonderful stories about Ideal Corner is about its patronage and the people who patronize this place, besides me, okay? The great Ratan Tata, who passed away recently, used to order his Parsi food from this restaurant. And I believe he really liked the Dhansak over here. It's not Dhansak. How much Dhansak I've eaten, man? Pet bharine jamya. Abhe, suwani chhe. And I believe the facilities are existing upstairs where there is a old planter's chair, Parsi style, where you can actually put your feet up and have a good afternoon siesta, which is exactly what I'm hoping to do after this. Hey, इससे पहले कि मैं सो जाऊं, let's just wrap up what we did today. We started off with Ripon Club. If you remember, that Dhansak was spectacular. Tempton, his food is great. The atmosphere, the heritage of that venue or of that club is just unbelievable. After that, we went to Jimmy Boy. Lovely Dhansak, and as I said, everybody's Dhansak changes slightly because of their own recipes, their own ingredients, their own spices, their own masala. The key to the Dhansak is the mutton, of course. The dal has to be nice, thick and robust. Thick dal, you need thick dal. And then Ideal Corner with the extra cutlet and that chair that is waiting for me. अभी आप डिसाइड करो कि खाना नंबर 1 कौन है. मैं आपके सजेशंस के लिए रुका हूं. जो भी एपिसोड हमने किया है, भले ही पाव भाजी हो, वड़ा पाव हो या धनसाक हो, अगर आपके सजेशंस है कि आपके हिसाब से खाना नंबर 1 कौन है, तो आप मुझे कमेंट्स में बताइए, क्योंकि हम आएंगे, आपके सजेशंस लेंगे और वो भी कवर करेंगे. पहले मैं टेस्ट करूंगा, फिर बताऊंगा कि मेरे खाना नंबर 1 के कैटेगरी में आता है या नहीं. लेकिन अगर आपके कैटेगरी में आता है तो प्लीज हमें बताइएगा, बिकॉज वी आर डाइंग टू नो. आई कैनॉट बी इन एवरी प्लेस, सो आई डिपेंड ह्यूजली on your responses and your suggestions and your comments. So please keep writing to us and keep watching. Venky's presents Khana number 1. और सोने के लिए जगह है ना उधर? हाँ, मैं जा रहा हूँ. बाय.